To whoever may be listening, good part of the day. We have the privilege of having two matches at the same time, so you can feel free to pick any of these two. You can either choose between what you're seeing right now, Belgium versus Thailand, or you can choose to go to Logan_636 and watch Sweden versus Hong Kong instead. But you also have the choice to watch both at the same time. I've actually done that before. I actually managed to watch three Twitch streams at the same time, and I was more or less able to kind of follow what was going on. And right now I see an interesting warm up from whichever country, anyways. Anyways, how's it going? I am Pâturage. Yeah, I can understand being tired. Like, depending on the time it is right now, like, it is 2 p.m. right here, which is not too bad, but I kind of just had lunch, and you know how digestion goes. You kind of get tired a little bit, but here we're chilling anyways. We're chilling. Just get a nice cup of tea or coffee or a beverage of your choice and just sit back and relax. But more about the match right now. Belgium versus Thailand. I think it's gonna be pretty interesting because I think in my opinion, at least, Belgium has pretty underrated rise, and especially SVs as well. I know that Yappa can really have some nice scores on SVs. I'm less aware of the rest of the team, but at least Yappa can manage at least SVs of this quarterfinals pool. And wow, nice trills. Thailand is probably the favorite from this matchup going in. I think Thailand has an especially strong LN lineup compared to Belgium, so. And I think Thailand might be picking LNs and Belgium might be banning LNs instead. I think Thailand might be worried in the rice category because I think maybe their average accuracy ratio, or maybe even proficiency and consistency and physicality even, might be challengeable by Belgium, but I don't know. This might be information that they will have to grasp while in the match. So maybe they might expect like such fast picks as Disconnected Trans, the stream pick, or In Torture, the tech pick, which are definitely the hardest of the rise. Maybe these picks in particular will give precious information to both teams on the rise proficiency of each lineup. well, you gotta be slightly careful on getting those LNs. You really not want to get an early 200 on those LNs. It has happened to me before in training. It seems that Shaz is gonna have to start the map from a lower standpoint, which is kind of bad for Belgium. Since this is the Belgian pick. So far, everyone doing fine, and Palm and Shoko are actually leading the match, and actually the Thai team is doing honestly pretty astoundingly well, having a really high accuracy average. Like their lowest is just Banana with 99.84, which is already 990k territory. And whereas Belgium has to deal with Shafts going, it's an uphill battle for Shafts, who has to go from the 99.6, and even maintaining the 99.6 is proving to be kind of difficult. And it seems that right now Spamblock is definitely the one who is the most physically fit to play Rice for quarterfinals, and Yappa having kind of fallen behind. Oh, I kind of missed Palm's miss and second miss right now. That's gonna be putting the definite advantage towards the Belgian team, and I think they were all hoping for that kind of mishap from the Thai team. It seems that consistency from the Belgian team is gonna prevail, and it's gonna save their pick despite the accuracy deficit. And at this point of the song, I don't think there's anything that could deny Belgium their first point. And I think that's a very good start. Winning your first pick is definitely like a confidence setter. Really nice V1SS from Spamblock and Yappa. No V1SSs from Thailand, but here we can compare some of the ratios. Spamblock's ratio is actually comparable to Palm's, and actually Yappa's ratio is also slightly comparable. Yappa's ratio is right in between Bananas and Shokoha's. No, wait, Shokoha had the best ratio, like at least PA, MA, sorry. But anyways, we're gonna go immediately into an LN pick from Thailand. As I said before, Thailand really trusts their LN abilities, and I think Thailand is fully aware that they have the advantage on LNs. But yeah, I don't think Belgium should be underestimated in terms of LNs, but I think Thailand definitely has the upper hand here. However, Go For It might be a chart where people might just fall apart. And if you fall apart in this kind of chart, It's definitely a bad thing. We see the entrance of Zitosi, definitely a key LN player for Thailand. And Belgium seemingly going for the same lineup as Rise, which is rare to see for teams. Usually teams have different lineups for Rise and LNs. They usually build up their teams like that. Anyways, news from the other side. Sweden versus Hong Kong. Hong Kong winning the first point on Rocky Bean. Okay, so right now we see, right from the intro, we see a pretty big deficit from Yoppa. Yoppa having dipped below the 99% and struggling to get back to it as the LN settle in. However, Zitosi actually not being too far ahead of Yoppa. Kind of at risk of also falling below the 99% threshold. Shokaha's performance is absolutely stellar, but Shafts is not too far behind either. However, Spamblock is holding as best as he can, but Palm is just ahead by 0.2%, and that's definitely giving the advantage to Thailand, especially if Yup is gonna drop. And Spamblock as well, however. And here we see the advantage definitely tipping towards Thailand, and that's definitely a sign for Thailand to continue to pick LN going forward. So just to recap the information that we've learned so far, at least from Siberia, it seems that Thailand has better ratio potential than Belgium, potentially. But court jack ratio might not mean much if Thailand's physicality might not be comparable to Belgium, especially on maps like Disconnected or in Torter. And right now in Netherlands, Belgium just seems to not be up to the challenge. Yep, having their maybe third drop of the map. We're gonna see the stats right now. So Spamblock actually having 2 misses, 150. Yuppa having 1 miss, 150. And Triple FC from Thailand with varying amounts of 200s and 300s. Shokaha and Palm having a comparable amount of 300s. However, Palm with a lot more 200s. Sitosi with a lot of 200s as well. I think like people with a fair amount of 200s will be aiming towards full combos rather than accuracy, so to speak. And people who are more proficient at it, like Shokaha and Shaz, will be aiming for the top. Almost 990k scores. Getting 990k on LNs on this pool in particular is definitely a huge feat. Also, yeah, happy Valentine's Day. And it seems that Belgium is going to continue with the Rise strategy, going with Sunk. Sunk is the lighter jump stream kind of pick. It is a 210 BPM, which is fairly manageable even for mid-game oriented players. So right now we're gonna see a lineup change, and I think, yeah, this lineup change might work for Belgium better than it was working on Siberia. We see the entrance of Flyabram 002. And Belgium already starting with the predictions for next Thailand's pick. And I definitely agree with their prediction. I think Thailand should go ahead with LN2, Aventir. And I think afterwards they might go with Rocky Buin. News from the other side, however, Hong Kong getting their second point on Siberia. So it definitely seems that Hong Kong is managing to get at least a break point against Sweden. Like, even despite Sweden's absolute Rise mastery, I think Siberia might be Sweden's pick. Even with that, it seems that Hong Kong still has the advantage. Right now, from the first 400 notes, it definitely seems like the pick is really challengeable, because Farm My Life, an actual new entrance from Thailand, is gonna have to start from the bottom rather than from the top. But climbing back up to the 99.6, right from a 99.4 deficit or something, is really commendable. Palm and Shakaha absolutely destroying this map with a 99, with two 99.9s actually. And Yappa with Span, Yappa and Span with a respectable 99.8, and Flyer not too far behind actually. Really cohesive teamwork right here from Belgium, but that's not gonna be enough to upset Thailand just yet. We see a slight drop in accuracy from Palm, but that's not gonna tip the scale towards Belgium at all. Especially since Farm My Life has already gotten to 99.74, a really great climb from Farm My Life right here. And here we can see really astounding scores. Anything below 100 regular, 300 is really impressive, and 64 regulars from Shokoha really impresses me. Having followed the player a little bit from previous rounds, I think Shokoha is definitely on a really promising way going forward into the tournament. That's going to be like the second point for Thailand. That's going to be the first break point. Also shoutouts to Palm, really always being one of the pillars of Thailand. And it really matters that Thailand has not only one but two pillars to rely on Rise. Shoutouts to Farm My Life as well. 167 is really good as well as a ratio. And turns out that the predictions from Belgium turned out to be right. I hope that people already... I hope that people also trust their pick'ems, you know. There have been a lot of happenings in the pick'ems. Like, it was especially hard to decide this week on which team to root for in pick'ems. There were really close matchups. Like, I was one of the people who put a tiebreaker for United States versus Netherlands, and it absolutely paid off. And honestly, it's 2-1 for Thailand right now, but Belgium still has potential to come back from it. There are Rise picks remaining, and right now we see really good physicality from Thailand, but we have not been into the most physically demanding picks right now. I will mention them again. Disconnected Trance and In Torture are definitely the ones you should be looking for, but Belgium might be shying away from them because they're not as consistent as Siberia or Sunk, or maybe even their next pick that I'm gonna predict is Axariath. Anyways, players getting ready in the lobby, just psyching themselves up for this pick. Farm My Life definitely farming some water, and you can be sure that farms need water. I mean, a farm without water is definitely something that might become a desert. A desert, I mean. Not a dessert. Oh my god. Desert. The emphasis is really important right here. Like, English lesson right here. Desert and dessert are very different things, and you should keep that in mind while commentating, perhaps. I might just be talking to myself right here. Anyways, let's go. Shoko actually opting for mirror right here, which is kind of interesting. Maybe, like, Aventure is a really jack heavy kind of LN pick, so it definitely makes sense to opt for mirror if some of the jacks are problematic in some sections for one or the other hand. Or perhaps it's just like anti-mind block measures. Or some of the patterns, especially towards the end, that might not be as friendly in one way or the other. actually, like right now, it was looking surprisingly close and up until spam blocks miss. And spam block missing is definitely going to tip the scale towards Thailand, but before that, it was definitely really challengeable. And seeing a potential breakpoint on LNs must be really scary for Thailand. I don't know if they want to go with Rocky Green afterwards, even. But right now, I think going right from the accuracy, it's just that spam blocks drop was a huge one. Definitely dipping towards closer to the 99% than the 100, and really cohesive performance from Thailand, having an average of 99.45 or so. Like, found my life even doing fairly well on this really dense section and song. Shafts and Yappa trying their hardest to climb back up to the 99.5, just to have a hope to catch up to Palm. But right now we see Shokoha dropping to the levels and even below Found My Life, so definitely kind of surprising given that Shokoha is definitely their best LN asset. And Yappa actually dropping, that's not going to be good for Belgium. And actually Shokoha dropped earlier. Oh my god, Shokoha actually missed 4 notes in one go. I guess that was a column lock or something, because that was really major. That was a really major miss. It made a drop like 0.2 or 0.3%. Yappa as well, like 5 misses. Like, I think Yappa had at least 2 separate drops, but locks are really dangerous on this map in particular. And Thailand continuing their LN streak, and I think they might go for Rocky Green afterwards, regardless of the upsetability of it. And right now, I think Belgium's gonna go with Axariath. Or maybe they're gonna bet... maybe they might be able to gamble on Disconnected Trance or in Torcha. Okay, it seems that I missed an option from them, and it's Tenohira de Ororu. And it's definitely a good decision that I hadn't considered, because I completely forgot the existence of hybrids. I completely forgot the existence of Hybrid 1 in particular, Tenohira de Ororu. But this one is more Rice-oriented, and it's definitely manageable even for non-LN players. And it's definitely looking like something that Belgium could snag from Thailand right here. Anyways, we are gonna leave enough time. We are gonna leave enough time for both teams to settle in, prepare themselves for this one, because I think this is gonna be a close one again. We see the entrance of Triller Spec. Triller Spec actually entering for the first time in this match. And the comeback of Flyer Brahmo too. Flyerbram off to a rocky start right here, having to start from the 99% rather than higher up. Definitely having picked 1 or 2 200s in the intro. Definitely maybe nerves coming into play. And right now we can see Thailand with a really cohesive teamwork going on, really equal performances. Shoka being a little bit ahead still. And Yapa actually carrying the team, being the first in the lobby so far. Shaz has a little bit to catch up, but it's definitely doable. And Flyerbram has to do their best to climb back up to the 99.7 because this is the 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Anything can happen in this second half. Yeah, honestly, it's still challengeable by Belgium if they continue to do well, and hoping for maybe slight inconsistency from the Thai team. We see Pond dropping a little bit, ever slightly so, accuracy, going from 99.8 region to the 99.7s. Flyerbram actually being stopped in their climb back to the 99.7s, and that miss is not gonna help. That miss is not gonna help get them back. It definitely sets Belgium as a disadvantage right now. Yeah, shoutouts to Elon Musk. But anyways, Flyerbram continuing to dip in accuracy below the 99.5 region, and I think their miss definitely must have hurt them a lot. Yeah, we can definitely see the deficits in ratio right here. It was definitely looking grim for the Belgian team right here. 512 is definitely not comparable to the rest of the lobby. And even Shaz was not doing too hot compared to the Thai team. Really great performance from Shoko, only having 1 200. 995 is pretty good. And Yapa with the V1WS as well. And right now, it is all in the hands of Thailand. And of course, they're gonna go for Rocky Buin. It is definitely an easy prediction to make, seeing how the previous Olympics went. A bit of news from the other side. The third point has been won by Hong Kong on Aventir. The fourth point has been won by Hong Kong on Sunk. However, the fifth point has been won by Sweden in Tenohira Deodoru, the song that we just saw. So it's 4-1 right now for Hong Kong. And I think Sweden still has a chance to bring it back. Just do the ultimate comeback from 4-0 to 4-5. Anyways, for Rocky Buin, we're gonna see the comeback of the main lineup from Belgium: Spam Block, Yappe, and Shafts. And Thailand with a pretty solid lineup as well: Palm, Shokoha, and Farm. My life. And right now, surprisingly, it is going towards Belgium for the lead, because Farm My Life is kind of off to a rocky start again. It seems that one single player from the room is going to have a rocky start, and is going to have to climb back up to the other players' level. And right now, it seems that Thailand, it's Thailand's turn to have to do that. But I think in terms of LM difficulty, Thailand might still have the upper hand. We're just gonna have to see how the pick goes. And right now, actually, Belgium being on a really good run right now, really cohesive, really good complete team performance from Belgium right now. Thailand is not doing too bad either, but we're just gonna have to see on some of those more intensive sections, because those are definitely putting a toll on the Belgian accuracy. Definitely Spam Block dropping a fair bit, and this amount of drop is gonna allow Thailand to take it back, especially if Spam Block and Yappe missed before. And I think that's gonna seal it. Triple full combo from Thailand. Thailand definitely a force to be reckoned with on long notes. Those of you who are still in the losers bracket, you have to keep in mind that Thailand will eat you, will attempt to eat you on long notes. And unfortunately for Belgium, we will have to say goodbye. And well, we are never gonna give you up, but we are gonna have to say goodbye to Belgium right now. Anyways, GG's. Good game to Thailand and Belgium. Really good performances. I've been really happy to see some of the progress that some of those players are going through. from the beginning of this tournament, and honestly, really good run from the Belgian team. I think they can definitely be proud of their top 16 placement, top 8 placement, top 6. Wait. Yeah, top 16 placement. News from the other side, Sweden versus Hong Kong is playing Axarius, a Rise pick that is definitely challengeable by Sweden. I definitely advise you to go to Logan_636 to follow that that match, and in fact we might be able to raid them. And we're just gonna do that as I am saying goodbye for now. We'll see you on the other side.